Guys and dolls, it's Friday, the weekend's here, and the sun's coming out, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. The birds have just started chirping, and that's me made up. So, it's a special day for us, so it is. Today, this is my 400th video, and so I just thought I would run through, a wee quick recap of what's been going on, how long I've been doing it, stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's one of them videos, guys. So there will be clips added in, and I think you will find it interesting. So I would stick with it, So it's been 7 months, 7 months exactly, near enough. So 400 videos in 7 months. I am quite proud of myself. It's a lot of content, so it is. A lot of words, a lot of opinions, and I look back through a few this morning, and I'll maybe bring one of my first ones to the platform again this afternoon, if you want to watch it. The only thing is, I'm holding the video the other way around, you know what I mean? So it's a strip, and thanks to a subscriber who told me to turn the camera around this way, and it's better. I like it. It is a lot better. It's not until you do it till you realise, and I've passed that information on to other guys starting up, and it's good, you know what I mean? It's a handy wee tip to have, because when you're on TikTok and other platforms, you are using it long ways. You're holding your phone up long ways. But for YouTube, because it's mostly people watching it on TV, you turn it around that way. So it's always remember that, guys. It's because it's an easy mistake to make. And 7 months, and we all know where we were 7 months ago. And I watched everything happening and unfolding and said nothing, kept quiet, didn't put a comment down, didn't do nothing, and just watched. And then I seen people getting arrested and YouTubers panicking, and I thought, I need to do something. I need to let people know that you're allowed to have an opinion. You're allowed to criticise the government. You know what I mean? It's just our basic human rights. So it all started off with this fine woman who is our Justice Secretary. And basically it's about two-tier in it. That's all when I look back, guys, somebody says to me, what stands out in the last 7 months, your YouTube channel? It's two-tier. It's got to be two-tier. It was non-stop, and the communities were quite bad, as you can see here.
Mayday. Walking through Allen Rock and just look at this. Rubbish everywhere. Birmingham City Council. Where are you guys? Where are you?
Mayday, mayday.
It's a right mess. Maybe it will clean itself up. Someday, one day. Come on, Birmingham City Council.
And, it's worrying. It is worrying. I seen a post today, and they were talking about, it's somebody talking about Glasgow and living in an area where it's predominantly Pakistani men, and it's actually the area where Chris MacDonald was taken, the young boy that was taken, drove to Aberdeen, tortured all the way there and back, and then left in a park, set alive. And them guys are getting out now. Them guys are going back out onto the street. They're getting released. Quite remarkable, isn't it? Quite remarkable. And so we started seeing two-tier. So a couple of things have jumped out of me is as I've spoke about many, many years ago, while following Tommy Robinson. Don't know if it was a rally, a protest, but as you know, there used to be trouble at these things, you know what I mean? There should be a lot of football guys and, football guys clashing as well. And then you had the left infiltrating. So there was footage early on of the police and patriots having a dash, and there was one clip of a guy shouting, "They're here, the police. They're here, the polices." That's what he was shouting. "They're here, the polices." And this is like 10, 15 years ago, like, and I thought it was a bit of a conspiracy theorist. I'll be honest, you know, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not doing anything for our camera. I'm not acting up here or anything. I'm being genuine, 100% straight with these guys, you know. And then I seen a clip like this. And you know, that's common now. We're hearing the recruitment ads. We're seeing the recruitment adverts, and we know that they've been to foreign lands, especially Ireland, looking to recruit men from foreign lands. We know Nigeria. We've got men from Nigeria coming over and going straight into the prison service. You know, it's that mental that they're sleeping outside the prisons in cars and in fields and tents, and some of them even went up to the prison doors and expected to be put in a cell. Thought they were getting a room in a cell, like live and work there, you know. So yeah, and then like our own police force, our own police are doing stuff like this, you know. And I understand, I'm not one for saying there shouldn't be, you know, any foreigners in the police force. I think if people have been here, lived here, integrated here, you know, become part of the society, you know, why not? Would not make any difference to me. I could quite easily see the guy that works in the corner shop where I stay being a police officer, because he talks to people, he gets on with people. That doesn't concern me. Stuff like this concerns me. And, you know, the police have failed us. They, you know, the police have been instigating the two-tier for the government, you know. And as you've seen, guys, it's not a myth anymore, you know. 7 months later, there's proof. We've seen it, you know, there's paperwork there, you know. But one of the saddest things over the last 7 months, guys, for me, to be honest, you know, and this is what will always be top of my head, and the saddest and depressing, and I think about and pray about a lot. I do pray about it a lot, you know, and it's the churches. I want you to see this. I know you've probably seen it, but, you know, it's going to throw us up. And, you know, on top of all that, when we were talking about religion, you know, I cannot not mention Enoch Burke, because I don't mention him enough. And I apologise to all my Irish patriots. I really, really do. But I will be bringing a video out this afternoon for my Irish patriots. So I will. I'm going to bring you some old footage from my very first videos that have only got 15 views. Okay, and that'll be for you guys to have a wee look at this afternoon. All my Irish patriots on both sides of the communities and borders. And yeah, Enoch Burke. So Enoch Burke, you know, basically, you know, in a nutshell, he says there's only two genders, and he's not going to teach his kids anything different. Now, he's a Christian man. He's never been in trouble with the police. He's never been in prison. And like I say, he probably doesn't even know any criminals. End of story. You know, that's an absolute, you know, if God was to send down an angel, this man would be it, guys. And you'll not hear me say that about many people. Please believe me. You know, I'm Freedom Dad. You know that, guys. I'm just giving you my opinion. I do the best I can. You know, I'm not saying I'm always going to be right, but in my heart, you know, Enoch Burke is one of the only men that I could say that about right now. And that's the God's honest truth. And what's this?
We're here at the Four Courts in Dublin, and Enoch Burke has just been returned back to Mountjoy Prison for refusing to endorse transgenderism. And when we arrived at the Four Courts here, we came to court number 3, and Mr. Justice Cregan directed immediately that Enoch Burke's case be moved to a different courtroom. Now, court number 3, the initial court was packed. It was full of people, and we were moved to essentially a back room. And when we arrived in court number 25, the courtroom was empty, and we're waiting there for at least 20 minutes for a judge to arrive to hear the case.
Nobody in the room. Nobody in the room.
And Enoch Burke was asked again, would he bow essentially to transgenderism? Would he accept the denial of his constitutional rights?
Absolutely.
And all of this goes back to the principal's report. It was the principal at the beginning, Principal Niamh McShane, who issued that report to Enoch Burke that started the process going. And since the beginning, the judges have refused to read that report. In that report, she said Enoch Burke was a danger to students simply because he did not agree with transgenderism.
And, you know, like, it's absolutely shocking. 500 days this man has spent behind bars. Thankfully, he's in America right now. You know, he's out, he's free, because he wouldn't conform to ideologies that do not suit or fit his morals and principles as a human being, which is our God-given right. You can't force people. You can't do that. This is two-tier. So two-tier, it's all over the place. Religion, the crimes, you know, and then we've seen all the violence in the summer, and men going to prison, and some men deserve to go to prison. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. You cannot throw bricks at policemen. You know, you cannot hurt policemen. End of story. It's illegal, and you will go to prison for it. Okay, and we know that. And these men that were out there and just battling with the police with no face coverings and all, you know, I don't know what else to say about that, guys. You know, but you know, every week, maybe not as serious as this, but this is what we're seeing on the streets every Saturday. Men and women coming out and protesting, and there is violence at some of these. You know, the police do not know how to control them. The police are overwhelmed. They weren't overwhelmed when dealing with patriots, but they seem to always be overwhelmed when dealing with these guys. And you know, we have a man in prison. You know, we have a man in prison for a documentary, for bringing awareness. You know, whether he's guilty, not guilty, pled guilty, doesn't make a difference. You know, if he hadn't pled guilty, he would have got more time. You know, at the end of the day, when the law is the law, but he shouldn't have been charged. That's what our argument is. He should never have been charged. There should never have been restrictions on a journalist given the truth, especially when it's about the government. That's gone to a different level of silencing somebody. You know, if you make mistakes, you hold your hands up and say, we made a mistake. You don't put a man in solitary confinement to hide your mistakes, to cover your mistakes. You know, and like, I stand by my words. Men did need to go to prison for violent behaviour. But again, two-tier.
Conspiracy to commit wounding, that's what my clients were charged with, along with 10 other people. The prosecution dropped the conspiracy, and today they are pleaded guilty to violent disorder, and the judge has given them a second chance and given them a suspended sentence. We would like to thank the judge at Birmingham Crown Court for giving these gentlemen a second chance. Always remember, there's a defence for every offence.
And you know, while the far right racist is in prison, you know, then we get a report now of this man is now either in charge or high up and Ofcom, you know, censoring. Ofcom censors what we can see and what we can't see, you know, so that's concerning. That's very, very concerning. So this is another step where where you're not going to be able to criticise. Nothing is going to be able to say or do or anything, you know, about Islam anywhere now. And this is the start of it. This is them getting people in place, as far as I'm aware, like, to bring down new laws in this country. And we must resist. We must resist these laws. And, you know, to finish it all off, guys, the two-tier is what brought me to my platform, what grew my platform, what gave me content, you know, being a man who was bringing a child into the world at the time. Look, he was just a tiny wee tennis ball when my first videos were getting done, you know what I mean? And look at her now, you know, so it's heartbreaking. I don't want my wee Lucky to be in a two-tier system where she's on the bottom rung. You know, I really don't. I want everybody to be equal, you know. I want men to go to prison that deserve to go to prison, not because they're a certain skin colour or religion, because that's now what's now happening, as we've seen with the sentencing guidelines that our Justice Minister knows all about, and yet has not done nothing about it. Says the right things, but like I keep saying, they're allowed to say whatever they want. They don't have to follow through on promises. No, they're the Labour Party, you know, but I think the Labour Party are neither, well, like Sir Keir Starmer's neither a Christian or a Muslim. So it doesn't matter if he lies, you understand? So that's why there's lie after lie after lie. We're not going to do this, done it. We're not going to do that, but they've done it. We're not going to do this, but we've done it. Farmers, the waspy women, you know. The disabled people now are going to get hit hard. The people that suffer, people that don't have voices. Do you think the clever people here conning the government are going to suffer when they bring in changes? Do you really think these people have thought about all that? They're already 2 steps ahead. It's the people that don't have voices, people with mental health, people that are struggling, that are going to suffer, you know. And just to finish it all off, I just want to bring this, and this is by Danny Unfiltered. And you can find them on X, YouTube, and most other platforms, I imagine. I'm going to leave it the way I got it, you know, so I don't want to take anything off and hide it. You know, this belongs to somebody else, and, you know, I'm going to give them credit for it, and I'll put the link in the description, and anything that needs linked, the links will be in the description, guys, as always. So, you know, thanks for joining me on my 400th video. Thanks for getting to the end of my 400th video. Thank you for loving it and commenting like you always do. You know, totally blown away. Thank you so much. And it's a really sad day. It is. There's nothing good about this. I don't want to be doing this. I enjoy doing this, interacting with you guys. But to be honest with you, like, on my mother's grave, I'd rather I didn't have to do this. I'd rather I hadn't put myself out here like this. And I would love, like, to be able to step back, hand the baton on to somebody else and enjoy my life with Lucky, you know, and still be there, but being committed like this and, you know, putting so much effort in, it's hard, it's difficult, you know, it's stressful, it's worrying, you know, and then there's all the flack and the stick and the abuse and the infiltrating, you know, and having to have your head on a swivel, not knowing who to trust. It isn't good, guys. It isn't easy. It isn't a walk in the park. Please believe me. There is a bit of stress that comes with it, you know, and I take my hat off to all the big YouTubers out there. Any YouTuber up to 40, 50,000, up to 100,000, over 100,000, hitting close to 1 million, I take my hat off to them all. Because like me, they're there, unwavering, and they're doing it, you know. Maybe some have different alternative motives. You know, I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is I take my hat off to them, you know, because it isn't easy. And with that, I'm going to leave you with this. But I've had to maybe cover some bits up for YouTube, you know, but I'm quite sure you can imagine what's going on. All my love, and God bless.
Those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away themselves. This is not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online. And all right-minded people should be condemning this sort of violence. People in this country have a right to be safe, and yet we've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street, attacks on the police, wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is. Far-right thuggery. To those who feel targeted because of the colour of your skin or your faith, I know how frightening this must be. I want you to know that this violent mob do not represent our country, and we will bring them to justice.
This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. It's opinions of me, a man who's been watching everything that's going on. It's not misinformation, it's not lies, it's facts of what's going on in Great Britain today. And I do not wish to create hatred or division. I want to bring people together and create unity where we can all live together peacefully on one bit of ground, and not, as you see, cause chaos on the streets of our country. My wee daughter is coming into a world that looks to me horrific, absolutely horrific, but it's only if you're white, Christian and British. That's what it looks like to people on the streets of Great Britain. And that's what people are saying, that's the feeling. And that's why I bring these videos. I'm expressing the feelings of the people in my communities, in our communities up and down the breadth of Great Britain and Ireland. I don't take no comfort or enjoyment having to do these videos. I do them for my daughter. I do them so hopefully somebody can realise the damage that they're truly doing. Whether you're truly trying to help people or not, the end result is a destroyed Britain. Thank you guys.